Welcome once again to NFL Playoff Showtime. Wild Card Weekend is here. Boy, oh boy, this is the best thing about the month of January. Football and playoffs. It's officially here. I'm back again, once again, with Jason Guido. Jason, man, it's been a minute, and I'm glad that we're right on time to get back on it. How you been,
Oh
man?
well, we're good. How you been? Yeah, we're right back for the big football weekend, the big wild card weekend.
Yes, indeed. And the first one, Chargers, Texans. Justin Herbert, he needs to be great, not good, but great. He is such a talented quarterback. He is one of my favorite young quarterbacks in the game. The loss against Jacksonville 2 years ago was super heartbreaking because they had that game in the bag. But against the Texans, look, both teams have good defense. Houston, last year they were exciting to watch. This year they had like a roller coaster kind of season with injuries and so many things didn't go their way.
Right.
But regular season and playoffs are two different levels. So I'm going with the Chargers on this one. I believe that, especially when you have a guy like Jim Harbaugh, who is great at changing the culture in anywhere he goes. Everywhere
That's
he
true.
goes, the winning percentage goes high. So I'm going with the Chargers on this one. And Justin Herbert, I feel he will get his first playoff win.
Right. So again, the Chargers are going to be they're the favorite, and a lot of people are picking them. They're going to be on the road in Houston. I'm gonna pick the Chargers also just because I think that they've been playing better as of late. But again, Houston is one of the better defensive teams in the league, and they could pull an upset in they could pull an upset over the LA Chargers. So we'll have to wait and see. But like you said, Herbert's one of the top young quarterbacks in the league. So is CJ Stroud. So they both threw for over 20 touchdowns. So they both had decent years. They both could run the ball a little. Both teams. Again, I'm gonna pick the Rams too. I mean, excuse me, the Chargers too in this matchup.
Steelers versus Ravens, the AFC North Division rivals, is always a uphill battle when both teams go at it. The Ravens, they have an athletic defense. So we're so the question coming into play is, will Mike Tomlin will use both quarterbacks, Russell Wilson and Justin Fields in this game? Justin Fields, he's much younger, he's more athletic, so you might need some of his running ability to go up against that the athletic of Ravens defense. You
Right.
also think about George Pickens, he has to show up. For the Steelers to win, he has to show up in this game. The Ravens, they are number one in yards per game. They're number one in terms of rushing yards. And
Right.
obviously that's because they have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry there. Lamar Jackson, who's looking like the front runner to win the league MVP. But
Yes.
in this game, you don't know what's gonna happen. It's the playoffs, so you don't know if Pittsburgh has something up their sleeve or the Ravens will continue to be the Ravens. So with this matchup, you just never know. So who do I think will win this game? In a very tight game, I'm gonna say the Ravens.
Right. So we agree. So I also agree. It's a division rival. The Ravens are a big favorite if that's what you go by, and a lot of people are into that. So they're a 9.5, 10 point favorite. That's a lot for a playoff game. I believe too. I think the Steelers are going to show up and play a good, tough, physical game, and I think it'll be a closer game than what a lot of predictions are saying about the game. A lot of people have Baltimore winning in a blowout, but I don't think so. I think they'll be able to get pressure, play smart against Lamar Jackson. Play maybe zone. So if he does run, you can make a tackle on him. That's the better way to play him. Also, I know that the Ravens' big wide receiver Flowers, he's questionable for the game. He may not play. He probably will if he could. He'll be on the field, but that could be a big loss for the Ravens if he doesn't play.
Yeah, we will have to see what happens with that. Both Chargers, Texans, and Steelers versus Ravens will be on Saturday,
Right.
so we're looking forward to that. Now, let's go for Sunday's game, Jason. The
Okay.
first one is Broncos versus Bills. You have Bo Nix, who will make play his first playoff game in his first season. Amari Cooper, he returned to the Buffalo Bills after missing Week 18.
Right.
He's ready to go. I think this is all in the favor of Buffalo. They're at home. Josh Allen, MVP caliber season. I feel that the Buffalo Bills will be fine. However, they shouldn't take the Broncos lightly because you can't take no team lightly in the
Correct.
postseason, especially when we have a head coach like Sean Payne who has a numerous, tremendous amount of experience in these situations, in these moments. So, can Bo Nix do something that hasn't been done since Mark Sanchez in 2009, and that is to win your first playoff game on the road? We shall see.
Right. So Buffalo is a lot of people saying they're the team to win the Super Bowl this year. They're the team of destiny. One of them anyway. But yeah, you're gonna have to come into Buffalo with who has a big offense. Again, Denver's a winter team too. They can play in the cold weather. Both quarterbacks can throw the ball. They can sling the ball with anybody. Both are almost, both threw for over 3,700 yards. They both have about 30 touchdowns each. So you're going to see a lot of offense potentially to depend on how cold it is. But I'm going to pick the Buffalo Bills because I think that in the end, they're going to put together a good offensive and defensive game and be able to run the ball a little bit better than Denver, and they'll come out on top in this one.
This matchup excites me. Packers versus Eagles. You have Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts. Even though both of them are now 100%, but
Right.
they will go, they will play.
They're going to play.
So I feel the Packers wide receivers, they have some talent. They had to show up. The Philadelphia Eagles, they're just a much more loaded team. But the
Right.
Packers can say something about that. They did that last year. Can they do it again this year? Can they shock the world and win on the road? Let's see what happens. But it all comes down to mental toughness and who will execute better.
All right. So this is one of the most fascinating games. Maybe the best matchup of the opening wild card weekend. The Packers are capable of going into Philadelphia. They have that team to go there, play, good defense, run the ball, get some offense out of Love. He is going to play, like you mentioned, and they can upset the Eagles. Also, they also have a good offensive line. The Packers. I want to mention that. However, the Eagles have Jalen Hurts, who's probably going to play. If he doesn't play, they're not going to win. The Packers will be the favorites to win then. But he's probably going to play, and he could throw the ball. Again, they have Saquon Barkley, who ran for over 2,000 yards, would have broke the record probably if he played. And I think in the end, that'll be the difference. And I think the Philadelphia wins a close game in Philadelphia on Saturday.
Commanders? No, not gonna say Commanders. I'm gonna say Redskins, Washington Redskins versus Tampa Bay Bucks.
Oh,
This is their fourth playoff history matchup. The last time they faced each other, the Bucks went on to win the Super Bowl, in which they defeated Washington in the wild card round. This time they're going to be at home. As you see, Mike Evans, 11 consecutive,
right.
1,000 receiving yards. They wrapped up the division for the fourth straight year. Bucks have always had a talent on defense, even though this year hasn't really looked that way. However, you don't want to underestimate Todd Bowles and his defense in the postseason. So I'm looking forward to see how his defense will play in this game. Washington on the other side, Jaden Daniels just like Bo Nix, first playoff game, but he's gonna be ready to go. And what I'm really gonna pay attention is Bucks run defense and Redskins defensive line. Baker Mayfield, he is perfect for Tampa. Many people underestimated him, doubted him, but he proved a lot of people wrong once he went to Tampa. He can throw the
You
ball,
know,
and I'm seeing a side of Baker Mayfield this year that I'm really liking. I like his demeanor, his competitiveness. So who do I think will win this game? I don't see this game as a blowout whatsoever. It could
No.
be either or, like, but I'm gonna go with Tampa at home.
Okay, yeah, sure. Right. Mayfield has had a big year. He's thrown for 41 touchdowns. Um, they're going to be the home team. I know Washington had a couple more wins. They have uh, Jaden Daniels, who they love. He's has nothing to lose. He's playing with house money. So I think that Tampa's a little bit more of an overall better defensive team. Maybe they're more even than the statistics will show. But I think Tampa Bay will win a close game because they're home. I think they'll be able to run the ball a little bit better, put the ball in the end zone one more time, and I think they'll be able to hold off Washington. However, I could see Washington winning the ball game also. I could see them having a good fourth quarter, game tied, or they're trailing, and then Daniel brings them down the field, and they win the game at the end with either field goal or a touchdown. I can really see that in this game.
Washington won 12 games this season. That's the most since 1991, in
But
which they won the Super Bowl that year.
but
Last but not least, Monday night's game, Minnesota Vikings versus LA Rams. LA Rams, they're one of the hottest teams entering the postseason.
right,
They clicked at the right time. They play at home. The Vikings, as weird as it sounds, they're the first team to win 14 games, playing on the
right.
road in the wild card
Yeah, it's
game.
crazy.
Sam Darnold has had a big year. However, after his Week 18 performance against Detroit Lions, will Sam Darnold earn his money in this game? He's going to have to show up in this game because if he doesn't show up, then no matter what he did throughout the season, you know how tough the business side of sports is.
Right.
If you don't show up when it matters most, it is going to cost you some money.
Oh yeah, of course. So this is the most one of, if not the most fascinating matchup because you have the Vikings who almost were the bye, which is Detroit and Kansas City. They have 14 wins and they're going to go on the road. Also, by the way, we should mention real quick that unfortunately this game is Monday night, right, Mike? So there was talk that because of the situation in Los Angeles, that the game might be moved to Arizona, that it might be moved to the Cardinals indoor stadium if depending on what happens in the next couple of days. Hopefully they get that all under control there. But to go on, yeah, Donald, who might be the Giants quarterback next year, we could spend the whole hour on talking about that. But yeah, he's gonna have to lead the team in. They had a tough loss against Detroit. Detroit's one of could easily win the Super Bowl. So that it wasn't that the end of the world. In my opinion, when they lost recently, the Vikings to Detroit last week, it was more because they couldn't get the ball, they couldn't score in the red zone, they couldn't run the ball. So if they change up some things, they'll be able to run the offense they want. And I'm going to pick them to win this game, regardless of everything else that's going on. I think the Vikings will find a way to win this game.
All right, guys, those are those previews of this weekend's wild card game. Man, 6 games. Yeah, I believe six. Yeah, five, six, whatever. But
It's six.
we're in a good tree. Yeah, yeah, we're in a good tree, Jason. I'm looking forward to it. It's super cold here, but thank God that
Oh,
I haven't been stepping out because there's nothing to do. So therefore, if I have nothing to do, I'm staying in. So this weekend, for sure, I'm staying in. It's
well, if you
playoff
love
football,
football,
so
yeah, no, yeah, of course.
it's playoff football. So time to write, time to record. Business is business. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Jason.
All right, yeah, me too. Can't wait.